Hey, we're looking at one of our 2008 Mercedes MBE 900 diesels. We're pulling ahead. So we got compression in the cooling system. And before that, all this happened, our air compressor failed. You can see the black surge tank. The compressor was causing oil to enter the coolant, and it was also pumping coolant into the air system, and the dryer was spewing out the unloader. So we replaced the air compressor, and then once we put it back on the run, we were getting pressure in the cooling system, and it was coming out the cap. Especially on their load climbing a hill, you'd lose a gallon or two, and lights and alarms would come on. So we've come down to pulling the head and most likely be a head gasket because we've eliminated any other ways compression to get into the coolant by replacing the air compressor. So it's a remote possibility it might be a cracked head. So we're at the point we're going to remove the injectors and pull the head off and do an inspection. And these were pre-2007, before emissions. The mechanical side of these engines are great. They're well designed and got pretty strong top end. And we've got soot and ash buildup everywhere you look. We're putting the emissions, the product of combustion, back in the intake. So the EGR valve controls that, and so it's trying to recycle the emissions through the intakes, and that's the electrostatic oil separator right here. It's part of the valve cover. We've had a few of those codes, and all you can do is replace the valve cover, which is pretty costly. So the emissions of, the money we saved on engine work, we're spending on emissions. See right here, charge air cooler side, it's a black hole, soot everywhere. The DPF down here, we've got to disassemble that at least once a year and clean the filter. We soak it a couple of days in solution. So it's a lot of labor intensive, and you got to spend some money to keep these things running and get away from the engine codes. Any kind of exhaust leak or air intake leaks, you're going to get a code until you fix it. The engine derates. But we're getting the hang of it. We've been got a few years experience now, so pretty well know where to go. So we'll pull the head and do inspection and go from there.